Hello, my name is June Stanley, and this is my AEP 800 Module 5 presentation, Barriers to Web 2.0. A summary of the readings. Web access has impacted almost every part of our existence. The military, medical, financial industry, and it is truly a global economy now. Our students have to be able to compete in that economy, and in order to do so, they really need 21st century skills. Web 2.0 is an excellent way to provide them with it. Although schools have spent an incredible amount of money on hardware and infrastructure, on training, on technology, still very few schools have what they need to produce the skills in 21st century students. There's a lot of barriers as well, such as teachers' lack of time. A lot of administrators don't support technology, and probably most important, the digital divide. A lot of schools, such as the rural ones that I've worked in, do not have enough money for the technology and the infrastructure. They don't have the time and money for the training and the tech support. And even more important, probably, in individual homes, there also isn't the money, or there may not even be access available to the internet. The last reading I thought was very interesting in that I have used one of these open ed resources in my classroom. For 1 year, I was able to use curriculum written by some teachers in Utah. And I just thought it was tremendous. It was wonderful, the collaboration involved all across the country. And it was wonderful seeing teachers work with the curriculum and improving it. The digital divide, I believe, can be resolved. It will take time. The hope for schools is, for many reasons, there's a lot of online resources now. It's not really necessary to buy a lot of expensive hardware or software. We do not need to be dependent on, for example, the Microsoft Office suite of software. There's a lot of free websites where you can do presentations, you can do writing, you can do research, and there's a lot of websites that are for fee that allow educational institutions to use them for free. I also think that as more young teachers come on board and more young administrators, there's going to be less need for training. A lot of these people are well versed in technology, and they're eager to use it, and they expect to use it in their classrooms. And there may be other answers to the barriers, like a lack of the time and the technology and the money. I think a lot of companies who see the need for 21st century skills in their employees may come up to support schools with expertise and time and money and training. The same holds true for the individuals in the lower socioeconomic group. Those people who can't afford pricey hardware and software and a fast internet connection, they also may not really need to buy pricey hardware. There's a lot of stuff out there that's cheaper, and a lot of the online stuff is free. And essentially, also, companies might step up to upgrade their access in libraries and community centers. Skill sets for the 21st century student. A lot of our classrooms teach collaboration and teamwork very well, but I think students really need to use it to work with students from all over the world. Creativity and imagination, so important in almost any sector. And with the new STEAM that incorporates arts and humanities, I think we're going to see even more value in that. Critical thinking, something that's greatly enhanced by technology. Problem solving, a lot of our students are really lacking in this skill. And I think that collaborating with people across the world and dealing with real world problems is going to help them become good problem solvers. Global and cultural awareness. Technology will allow them to get to know people from across the world. They will be able, through technology, to actually virtually visit places and learn and become and value all cultures and all individuals. Leadership. With technology, students are going to be taking leadership of their learning. And I think this will apply to a lot of other areas in their life as well. Technology literacy. Students need to know what technology is being used now, and they need to be comfortable with it. They also need to be flexible and adaptable. They need to be able to immerse themselves in all the new technology and utilize it to be a 21st century student. The impact of the economy, global economy, on my internet use. Shopping. Nowadays, we can buy things with a touch or click from anywhere in the world. And the integrated global supply chains ensure that no matter what I buy from where, there may be parts from anywhere and everywhere within that product. News. To me, I just can't give up my hard copy news magazines. I think they provide an essential service in that they're in-depth reporting. However, with things being so global now, whatever happens anywhere in the world might affect the United States or anywhere else. And therefore, I think it's important to use the internet news feeds in order to keep up on what's going around. Foreign affairs. There's a lot of great resources on the internet for in-depth investigation on issues of the day. And social media. I admit I am not a big social media fan. However, I do recognize that it's important to a lot of people and it can be very valuable. I do like Twitter for following our local fires and a few other people that I'm interested in. Needed technology training. My experience with technology in classroom is not that I necessarily have a problem with specific technology, but I find that the professional development for technology is sorely lacking. So what I've really found that I enjoy, I think will really work well, is the 5 J's, because it addresses those problems that I've seen with professional development. The 5 J's is job related. My job in the classroom is to teach objectives, and whatever technology I use should be used to address that job. Just enough. I don't need to know everything about a technology. I just need enough to implement it in my classroom and to feel comfortable with it. Just in time. A lot of the technology professional development that I have received, I don't expect to use a technology for months afterwards. And by that time, I've forgotten it. Not only that, but there should be support in the classroom from either tech people or an administrator or a co-teacher, something that's timely so that I can actually learn to implement the technology. Just in case, as with any lesson, you need to have a plan B, possibly a plan C. If the technology doesn't work, you need a backup plan. And just try it. Teachers need to be encouraged to just try the technology in their classroom without thinking that it has to be perfect. They have to know that they may fail, there may be bumps, but they just try it and hope that they start to learn it and can implement it more successfully. CDCR, I am no longer working in public schools. I'm working in the California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. I'm a teacher in the prison. And are we equipped with 21st century technology? Definitely not. Right now, we have, in some classrooms, smart boards and document cameras. We have some computers with an Aztec software for GED learning. And we do have face-to-face classes where a community college instructor comes in and teaches on inmates on 30 computers in business classes. However, our state capital, California, promises that all institutions will have internet hotspots throughout, and there will be tablets for all students. This is a good thing. Inmates will be released sooner or later, most of them, many of them sooner, and the more technology experience they have, the more likely they will be able to stay out of prison and be productive and contributing citizens. Advantages of technology in the classroom. Active learners. Students will be responsible for their own learning. They'll be the focus in the classroom rather than the teacher. And individualized learning. Teachers can easily, with technology, make lessons for students who are well advanced from the rest of the classroom or students who are being left behind. And they could make individualized learning for those with disabilities as well. Technology facilitates collaboration, and that is with students from across the globe, not just with those in the classroom. And technology prepares students for their future. Technology is the future. Almost anything that a student might go into now will involve technology, even if it hasn't in the past or even if it doesn't right now. And technology connects with students. Students are practically born with a phone in their hand, and technology engages them. Studies have shown that there's an improved retention rate when information is delivered through technology. And I believe that technology will create more successful teachers. When they see that it can save them time, that it allows them to make individualized lessons, and when it frees them from being the focal point of the classroom. Disadvantages of technology. Well, the same roadblocks. It's expensive, it's time consuming, teachers often don't want to use it, and the infrastructure is just not there and might take a long time to develop. There's dangers to the students, such as identity theft and stalking. And then there's the inappropriate use. There's a lot of cyberbullying. And then if you're implementing it in your classroom, students may be on their Facebook account, they may be at inappropriate sites, they may be emailing, they may be doing almost anything other than what they're supposed to be doing. And problems with inappropriate internet use. There's a lot of cyberbullying, and it's so difficult to control, and students can be so cruel. Snapchat's used a lot. You can post a picture and then it's gone and nobody can catch you when you've done it. Students use Facebook to post pictures and to harass other students. They use their cell phones, they use computers for sending messages, for posting pictures, for sending emails. All of it can be extremely harmful to students. That's my presentation. Thank you for listening.